Hey YouTube, I'm here with kind of a different video. I'm not ripping anything today. Just going to give my thoughts on some buy now players, meaning you should buy their cards now. The reasons why I think you should, and just maybe start a conversation. First of all, if you're investing in sports cards, I know some people do, it's probably not your best investment. If you're collecting, you should probably be collecting for a hobby, for the love of the sport or the game or the player, but thinking you're going to retire off of some cards might not be the best idea. That being said, there is money to be made. Some cards go for crazy amounts of dollars, and so I think it's sometimes easier to get things when they're cheap as opposed to, paying the couple hundred that you would. So here we go. First, my honorable mention. So this guy I was bigger on at the beginning of the season. He's kind of dropped off some. But that is Josh Richardson. Plays for the Miami Heat. I believe he was drafted in 15-16. So this is his rookie signature from Select. I don't think this is out of 199. I also have the copper. He had a really good end of the season playoff run last year. I think he was a leading candidate for most improved player, but since has kind of dropped off. The Heat are in the bottom tier of the playoff contentions. Somebody to still keep your eye on, see how he goes coming around the All-Star break. He's been in a lot of trade talks too. So, depending on if he gets on a different team, different situation, who knows what happens. I do really like his game though. So here we go. Starting with my top three. Number 3 is Tobias Harris. Why I like Tobias Harris? He's actually been in the league for a long time. At least it seems like a long time. I think he's in his 6th year, and he's kind of bounced around some. You can see I have 2 rookie cards here. He was drafted by the Bucks, but he got quickly traded to the Magic, where he spent some time. He spent some time in Detroit, and now he's on the Clippers. Since he's been on the Clippers, he's done much better. And the Clippers started off the season top of the West, which caught a lot of people by surprise. And he was their best player. The problem with him, he's not super fancy. He's a great player, but he's not flashy. He's kind of been around a while. That's why he's number 3 on my list. Somebody to keep an eye on. I picked up his RPA from Immaculate, and then I always like the on-card select signatures. That's why I picked up this one. This one, I believe you can get it probably for like $10 now, but, depending on how he does, now is a nice time to get in on him. That's also why I like the select, like I said, with the Josh Richardson. I think he's got some more room to grow. Whether his stuff gets hot or not, I don't know. He plays in the West. He probably won't make an All-Star game. He might get most improved player. But again, he's kind of been around a while, so I don't know about that. He is still young, though. I think he's only 26 years old, so he does still have room to grow. Again, a great player. I like him. I like him on my team. Number 2, Caris LeVert. So Caris LeVert was also a leading candidate for most improved player at the beginning of the season. But had the ankle injury where he dislocated his ankle. He hasn't been back since. And the problem with him, although his stuff is even cheaper, this is the Prism Silver rookie. I think I picked it up for less than $20. And this is the Select on card out of 60. I think it's the orange parallel. You don't know how he's going to come back after injury. The other problem with him is he plays on Brooklyn, so not a good team in the East. He might be somebody to pick up now and see how he plays next year. Since he's had the injury, I don't think a lot of his stuff is, well, I know his stuff's not really hot right now, but definitely lots of room to grow. Young player in his third year in the league, so he's still on a rookie contract. I know he was leading Brooklyn and kind of their main scorer, main player there until he had the injury. I don't know about his auto, but we're not talking about that. This one is out of 60. I just like these select. If you're going to pick up anything, I always suggest the Prism Silvers just because those are hot, and some type of on-card auto. This one is from Select. I think depending on the year, you have Optic. This is a nice, clean card. Really like it. I should have brought more. Stands out. And my number one pickup, this guy I've been huge on for a while now, and that's Pascal Siakam. If you have not heard his story, go check it out. YouTube it. There's a lot of videos out there about how he didn't even start playing till he was 16 years old and played 2 years of college, then made the jump to the NBA, and his trajectory from when he started playing to now has just been skyrocketing. So he's got definitely more room to grow. I think he's the leading candidate for most improved player. He plays on the best team in the East. He's an integral part of their what they do. I don't think he makes an all-star game. You never know in the East, though, depending on injuries. The East is pretty weak. If they end up with the best record in the East, maybe they get 3 All-Stars because, Kawhi's a shoo-in, and I think Lowry is too. But he's been hurt as of recently. So Siakam, I've picked up a ton of his stuff. I believe the silver is going for roughly $30 to $40 right now. Again, that's still kind of spendy depending on what your card budget is, but these silver rookies, just if a player gets hot, they just spike up in price. This one I picked up a while ago, like towards the beginning of the season, for like $9.99. That included shipping, which was a great pickup. This is out of $2.99. Same year as the Levert. But a nice card. Again, I picked up all the selects across the board there. He's a great two-way player. And the other thing with him that's not so much like with Tobias Harris, and Levert hasn't played, of course, but he's fun to watch. He flies around the court, up and down the court, constant energy, just a fun guy to watch, which also, the more exciting they are, obviously helps their value. They play well, most improved player, the awards they get will all help them with price of cards going up, but obviously people want to be able to watch them, which is also nice too because Raptor games are getting more televised now that they are doing better. I think that about covers it. These were my main 3, and then the Josh Richardson, which was my honorable mention. If you liked the video, please leave a like. Please comment. Tell me what you think. I'm going to do some more of these as other players come along. I'm kind of like trying to guess how players will do and try to get them while their stuff is still somewhat cheap, and then either sell it or keep it, and, makes you feel like you knew what you were talking about, I guess. But if you just leave a comment, let me know what you think. Do you have somebody? There's probably tons of players I left off this. There's others that I've always thought about that I need to pick up some of their stuff now. And subscribe. I've got a box of contenders on the way, and we will rip that when we get it and review it and see how it looks. Until then, take care.